Hi everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of this turning your scrapbook paper into a nice either a standalone piece or a journal insert. So this is where I am, and I did make a mistake. This one, as you can see, is upside down to this one. This one should have been the same. So now when you fold them on the inside, they're both, one of them is upside down, but that's okay. That's okay. This can just be my prototype. Something I'll just put in my idea journal and let it go. So I did go back and I rescored from this side just so that I could see the lines a little bit better. So this is what we're going to do now. We are going to start making some pockets in this. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets, and then this little thing is going to open, and we're probably going to put in a pull-out kind of something. I don't know if we're going to get to that today or not, actually. And yet again, I have forgotten to set my little timer. You guys are going to get used to hearing me make this beeping all the time. Okay, we're going to try for 35 minutes again, even though the last one was longer than that. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to want to do, let me see if I can find, this was a new one for me. No, that's not it. Was it this one? Yep, it was this one. Okay. Okay, so some of the first things I'm going to want to do, let me find where I put my little mat, get it here, is we're going to do a little trimming. And we're going to make these pockets as well. So I don't want to go, and I want to just put a pencil mark, which I will erase. I don't want to go any lower than that with this. So I'm going to make a notch with this one. Hopefully, I'm trying to get it centered. And I don't want it too deep. Okay. Over a little bit. Not a problem going any further than that. Of course, I was going to try to save the piece. Have to crawl down on the floor to get it. Okay, so what I want to do, since I don't really want to fold this over, I'm going to try to center it on here. And again, just put a little pencil mark as to where I should find the end. And I'll go back and erase this one right here. Okay. And we'll do this one here. Okay, just about there. Go over a little bit. Okay, that's pretty darn good. All right. Just gonna put this back in the drawer right there. Put my pencil away, and we'll do a little inking. I don't want to knock over my glue here. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're gonna ink this. Not a whole bunch. Like I said, I'm not looking for a whole bunch of. I'm gonna cut that. You'll see that in a minute. And I'm going to do that part first. Okay. All right. Let me now show you how we're going to make these other pockets. So we're going to take this, I hope I'm not too far off, and I'm going to glue this. This is the top here. This coming up here is what makes the pocket here. So what I want to do is I want to glue inside here a piece of paper, and I'm going to use my this guy, 3-in-1. Ooh, that's pretty gooey. Hang on a minute. Let me find something in here I can wipe that off with. It's a little too much for my fingers, if I can help it. Okay. So I'm just going to take some glue. I'm going to put it on just this part of the flap, which would be the top of the piece on the inside, if I can get it to come out. There we go. All right. Okay, I do want it down, but it doesn't have to be, you know, super glued. I'm gonna leave that on its side. All right, and we're gonna take this, line it up to the edge, and bring it just inside that fold, okay? The score line. Okay, bring it over, and that's one. Okay, then we're gonna go to the other side, and we're gonna do the same thing. Again, this is the top. It's, now I've got it volcanoing out of here. Had to wait for it to come out. Now I've got it bulging out. I did get some new bottles of glue, so I should be set for a while though. I think I had a few more than I realized. I'll put my top on this before it starts doing the same thing. Okay, and I already inked the edge of this where it was going to show, or more or less show, to the outside of the pocket. Okay, let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. Right to the edge here, and then just inside here, which I'm probably going to have to glue here as well, which I will do with this guy because it is easier to get down in here. I forgot to come over on this. Okay, just like that. Okay, now this is going to be covered in here. So now what we're going to do, before we glue this part together, I want to work on this part, okay? So I want to leave an opening. I'm trying to get the pin back in my glue. I want to leave an opening here of about 2 inches on either end, okay? So in order for me to do that, I'm going to measure here is 5.5. So I have to take more off of this end than I do off of this end, okay? We're going to trim those down. So 5.5 is 2.5 and 2 3/4. So if I do, try to make sure I am straight on here and somewhat centered there, and let me grab a pencil. So I want a 2-inch gap here. I want to make sure it's a 2-inch gap, right? 2-inch. That's an inch. Okay, yeah. Let me do my other ruler where all my measurements stay the same. I'll come over here. I think, yeah, that's better. I can do it from there, I think. So this is where my problem comes because I'm overlapping under here. So if I just want to go up 2 inches, down 2 inches, I think that's up 2 inches. Up 2 inches would be here. So I'd cut here, more or less, and here. Okay? Let's hope I've got it right. Let's hope I've got it right. Okay, so I'm gonna do this with my little ruler. Let me put my pen back in here, my pencil. And the first thing I want to do, I'm going to turn it this way so this is a little bit better. The first thing I want to do with these is I want to cut out from this spot right here where the 2 score lines come together, and on this side the same thing right here, okay, where the 2 score lines come together. I'm going to cut from here down to here on both sides of the fold, okay, on the score line where you can see this bump. I'm going to take my, let me mark this. So the one side's easy for me to see, but the other side's a little harder. So I'm just going to mark that here. This is the one that's harder for me to see, I think, because the score line's coming up at me. Okay. So we're going to cut on this side of the line. on the bump, and you can feel it. I'm just gonna go right there and cut there, and then I'll turn that around and do the other side from the other side. Make sure I am in the right place here, just on either side of the score line. Because this one's going in the opposite direction, I have to make it go my way. Okay. I think that's probably okay. Feels okay. All right, we'll cut there. Then I'm just going to turn it around so I can see the other side of the score line from this side. So it's just this little sliver that we're going to take out. And that's because, one, this is pretty thick. Even though this was a thin, I think I can cut that a little bit better here. Even though this was a thin scrapbook paper, it wasn't very thick at all. Nonetheless, it was, with all the, you know, papers overlapping and the glue, it thickens it up. Makes it kind of bulky. Just want to get that little piece out of here. Okay, come on, you. I know I'm cutting you. I'm having a hard time seeing it and grabbing it. All right, back to my little gummy. There we go. Got them. Okay. Even though it's thin as far as the scrapbook paper was concerned, it gets pretty thick when you add all the collaging on it. So we want to make sure we keep it as thin as possible. Okay, so we have that. Now what we want to do is come back here, and I'm going to fold these under so they don't get in my way. Okay, and this is my line right here. Okay, so I just want to line that up. Make this straight because I want it to be as straight as possible. There is my line. Happens to be on the 2 inches. Lucky for me, and I think the other one should be on the 1 inch line. And I'm just going to cut this off. Okay, got that. Now, put that down before I hurt myself. Let's turn this one around and do the same on this side. Cut these lines. Put that to the side because we may use it. No definite or tentative plans there. We're just going to come right over here. We're going to go from the fold. I think my blade's coming loose. Oh, it doesn't. No, must have been me. Okay. And I have so much stuff on my desk. Oh my gosh. I keep saying I'm not going to do it. And I keep revamping my systems because as I work, it's like, you know, well, this is something I didn't account for. And now I just lay it on the side. So I keep revamping and revamping and revamping. I should be able to keep this out of my way. Trying to pick up my ruler again. When I came downstairs here, my husband was napping on the couch. I think he may be awake now. And I apologize if my head is in the view, in the camera lens here. Okay, to here, and then I think I could go a little bit further, but yeah, I can. There it is. All right, and the other side. Okay, now the one thing I didn't try to do, I think I might have been a little over on this one, so I'm going to go over on this line and a little crooked to boot. It's kind of thick, so I'm just going to go over this way some. If I don't like it, I can trim it again, right? Right. If I can get it, there we go. Okay. I might have been just a little, it's all right, that's part of this one. I don't think it cut all the way through. I guess it did. It was just stuck on one little spot. Okay. All right. So now what we have goes this way. This should be able to fold easier. This should be able to fold easier, okay? And then what we're gonna do here is we're going to make some flaps. So I wanted to sort of taper these as well. My problem is I don't know if I'll be able to round the corners properly, but let's give it a shot. Again, I'm just gonna call this my my practice one. Okay, I think we're gonna do a 1/4 inch. So I'm just lining it up on here. And I'm gonna try to do this by going from this corner here, down here, you gotta come back out, there we go, to a 1/4 inch. Like so, okay? Let's hope I have that right. And the same thing here. Line it up, I'll line it up over here. Get it, just gotta go a little higher and on the line. And let me make sure I see where a 1/4 inch is. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. And I don't think I have ever tried to round a corner on something that's slanted, so that should be interesting. I do just want to mark this because making me a smidge nervous. Just a smidge. Okay, there to there. All right, I think we are good. I have to really hold on to it good though, because there we go. All right, same on the other side. Over here, we'll mark it a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. And a 1/4 inch. Okay, we'll bring this down. Alrighty. From there to there. Okay. And then this side. Okay, there's my mark. There's my corner. Come on. There it is. Okay. You move one end and then the other end moves. All right. Okay, hang on to that good and tight. And there we go. All right, so those are our tapers. Get rid of those. Let's see if I'll be able to round this. I do have this one, but I don't know. I'd seen somebody else use this tiny little one. Getting it straight is hard. Okay. I don't think she took the bottom off of it, but I had to. So it's just kind of getting it in there straight and then pushing it down. Okay, got that one. And one on the other side, making a nice imprint in my thumb. All right, now this side, come on you. Oh, well, it helps if you get it in there in the right place, doesn't it? Okay. Get that in there and push. Come on. There we go. And the other side. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't do this for very long. 4 corners on this with my poor thumbs is about all I can handle. All right. And push. There we go. All righty. That looks like I've got everybody. Put that back in there. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some time. Let me put my, I don't think I'm gonna need this again. I might, but I don't think for the moment. want to go around and we want to ink all of this before we start. Oh, I see something. I tried to go around and catch anything that, you know, looked like it wasn't tucked down or glued down, I should say. Tried to get it all. As it's drying, I'm finding other little edges, but I will go around, and this is when, you know, you do the glue stick, and sometimes it just doesn't hit all the spots. So, all right, let's go here. I'm stuck on something. Okay, there. Let's go here. And I can go back and do some of this later as well. But we'll try to get some of this done. All right. Now, these definitely have to be done because they're going to get glued down. So once you glue them, it makes it a little bit harder to, I don't know where that glue came from, but let's get that off of there. That's what I like about this 3-in-1. If it's not too long, you can get it off. Once it's set, you're stuck. But, okay. Okay, that part there. Got that, got that, got that. And this side I have to do here. And this one has to be done here. Lots of flipping and flapping, that's for sure. Okay. These actually will come up, so they're not too urgent, but we might as well do them. All right, let's get whatever we have to get in here. Just that. That. Okay, we just have to do this part. And this part. All right, good enough for now, I do believe. Let's put that back, and now I'm starting to get warm again. Just gonna take this off. Okay. So what we can do now is go ahead and glue these pockets. So I want to glue here, okay? So that goes down this side. And I want to glue here. So we're just gluing that on this, okay? So let's do that first. Let's hope I'm not messing this up. Let's do it from here, I think. Let me try not to get off screen too much for you. All right, here we go. So we're gonna glue here, and we'll glue this part down as well, just so that it doesn't leave a weird edge. And we're gonna glue here. Okay. And that gets glued down this way. Okay. Oh, what I forgot to do was make the notch on the other side. Okay. Gotta do a notch over here too. And since this one's gonna be here, we're gonna make the notch up this way. So I'll get up against this as tight as I can here. It looks crooked because the paper stuff was crooked. All right, and again, this side, I'm gonna take it and put it up here. Now this side is not gonna show to the other side, okay? If you put it in a journal, the way I intended anyway. Put that back over there. Okay, let's go back and try this again, shall we? All right, I can see where the glue was. Okay, And I do just want to get this little bit. Make sure there is glue on that one. Okay. So now, I'll probably leave it alone. Now we're going to glue this one, okay? You're going to glue it here, here, and here, okay? Whoops, let me get my pin out of the way. So when this goes up, this side's going to get glued. I'm sorry, this side's going to get glued, and this side's just going to get glued just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit on the corner right there. Actually, it can get glued. It can get glued all the way down. Yes, it can, because that's why we put this paper in here, so it can get glued all the way down. So let's go ahead and glue this. And if I'm doing this right, I never claimed to be an engineer, but if I am doing this correctly, it should make the other pocket. Okay. Just want to press it good and hard because it is thick. Okay. So essentially then what this means is we have a pocket here and we have a pocket here. Okay, so there's two tags right there. Then we're going to come over to the side and do the same. So we're going to glue, well, I might as well glue this part here. I might as well glue the whole thing on here actually. Okay, let's go ahead. Glue this down. Now this was just a piece of 32-pound copy paper is all, but I had it in cream. You could use white, you could use anything really. It really doesn't matter. You can use whatever you have because it's inside the pocket, but I figured I would just do it that way. All right, and then we'll glue this edge. And then we'll glue this edge. I do believe I am in frame. I hope. Okay, and that goes down here. Just pull that over just a little bit. There we go. And there are places, which I will show you this in just a minute. Just make sure this is good and down. When you use older book page and it's really kind of dry and brittle, when you put it on things that fold, it will often crack, and I don't know if you can see that. So I'm just going to get some glue later. I'll get some glue and I'll try to glue that down. If it's an issue and keeps coming off, I'll just carefully trim it and then just ink. I'll just put some ink on it and we should be okay. All right. That really isn't what I wanted. I wanted it lower than that, but you know what? I am okay with it. I will leave it. I will leave it. Yes, I will. Because we're probably going to be doing some decorating inside the pockets. I mean, not inside the pockets, but on the pockets as well, doing something. I will show you what I will have in mind with my tags. So at this point, what we have is, whoops, this still isn't sealed. Hang on. Hang on, hang on. Make sure that, I just don't want to stick anything in it. So we have a pocket here, so that's two tags. A pocket here, and a pocket here is 3 tags. Then on the front, when we close this, we're going to have, now this seems awfully tight to me. Oh, I see why. Okay, hang on, hang on, hang on. Let me pull this up carefully. I can and re-glue it, so it's not a problem. But I did not trim this on enough of a slant. So let me do that. This one seems to be okay, but this one is not. Definitely is not. So anyway, need this knife again. That was way too big. I'll try to find my smaller one. Where did I put my smaller one? There it is. You were probably sitting there over there going, there it is, it's right there. And I am gonna just take this whole, oh, you know what? I think this might have been that side. I don't know. That I said I did it too far over. Let me try to just clean this up right here. Okay. That should be better. That is better. Yes, indeed. All right, I'm gonna glue this paper down because it came apart. Okay. All right, and then we'll glue this back down. Yes, we will. Okay. Here and here. Now I do want to leave these. What am I looking at here? It says I still have 5 minutes. Ooh-wee. All right. Okay. All righty. Let me close this up. Hopefully we are good. I don't want to fold this right now, but when this gets flipped over, we're going to be able to put a pocket here and a pocket here, or maybe corner tuck ones. I think I'm going to probably use vellum so we don't cover up a lot of this. Maybe a belly band or something. Again, a vellum one that goes down the back with another tag that goes in it. Another place. Tagger card, either way. I use the term interchangeably. The terms interchangeably. I shouldn't, but I do. So, okay. All right. So, in essence, it'll hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tags or journaling cards. However, this piece in here, what I think I want to do is at least 1, if not 2. I want to find my pin. Ah, there it is. Because I will stop this one here. And actually, I won't quite stop it here. But when this opens up, I want a piece in here that will accordion out. And I may actually do a second piece that will accordion out this way. So when you put them together, they'll interfold on each other and then have picture on top of, you know, pretty card on top of that for when you open both of them. So I think that may be what I do, but for right now, I want to see if I can find this one. I have one of these. Now, if you don't have one of these, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, one of these type of punches, okay, you can get a small hole punch and do 2 small holes and then draw, you know, not draw, but cut a line between the 2, and you can make something very similar. It might be a little wider than that. It just depends on the size of your hole punch, but essentially that is what you can do. So I am going to try to make this centered if possible. I'm always usually off with these things, honestly. And I think what I will do is try, that is a pencil, try to kind of eyeball it here and here, I think. Trying to get it so that it's more or less straight. I'm going to run some ribbon through this. Okay, I do see them right about there. Seems reasonable. Okay, a little crooked, if not reasonable. Okay, let's just get a little ink on that and on that side, a little ink on here and on this side. And I pulled out this green ribbon. Now, I can't decide. I was looking at yellow, I was looking at green, I looked at pink, but you know, I have a habit of always using pink. Not sure where I got this one from because it's an unusual cover. It's not who I thought it would have been. At least I don't think so. So anyway, so this is going to go through here like so. And this one's going to come up this way. And how much ribbon? I do not know. I either overestimate or underestimate. I never quite ever get it right. So, and then this piece will go down here, through here, and we will finish our tags and decorating in subsequent videos. So that is what we have so far. So that's that. Like I said, we're going to be doing some really pretty tags. My idea for the tags is to put windows and things. I'm going to stop this because I've only got 4 seconds left. And yeah, I think the tags are going to take a little. It'll take a minute. They're all going to be similar. The idea is going to be similar on all of them, but of course pictures and things will be a little bit different. So I have a little bit of prep work to do for that. So yeah, I think I'm going to do vellum. I'm going to do vellum here. That's what I'm going to do on here and on here. So yeah, so that's it for now, guys. We're going to leave it with this for right now for the second video. And I think Wednesday, Friday, I think for Saturday, we'll be working on the tags and decorating on here. I'll get everything else ready in the meantime. So hopefully we will have it all done. And that strange looking piece of black and burgundy zebra paper has now become, in my opinion, something really quite pretty and lovely. So I'm really looking forward to it, guys. So that's it for now. So in the meantime, be safe, be happy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.